Welcome to Bewitchin Kitchen. My name's Nicole and today I'm going to teach you how to make my secret pasta sauce recipe, or as my grandfather likes to call it, Italian gravy. So pasta sauce is a basic staple in any pasta or Italian dish. You want to make sure you have a really good rich sauce. Too often we go out to restaurants and we taste the pasta sauce, it's watered down. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really rich and hearty pasta sauce. So we're going to start over here with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm just gonna put it on low so it can start to heat up. And over here what I have is I cut up half an onion. This would be about half a cup to a cup. And as you can see, my cutting skills, they're just in random chunk sizes. The bigger size the better, because it really just melts into the pasta sauce and it doesn't have to be perfect. Also, I have a tablespoon of parsley. Parsley is really the heart of this recipe, and I'm going to talk to you more about that later. Now, what I'm going to work on is I have 3 garlic cloves, and I'm going to show you the technique of smashing the garlic clove. I actually had no idea how to do this until my husband was left in charge of cooking one night and my mom showed him how to do it. But anyway, it's pretty easy. What you're going to do is you're going to put the knife right on top of it and then you're going to press it down. And you should hear a squeeze. This is actually really good and therapeutic if you're feeling angry today. You're welcome. I'm helping you out. And then all you have to do is peel it right off, and it's that simple. On the bottom you'll notice it has like this really hard crusty part. I like to cut that off, because nobody really wants to be eating that in their pasta sauce. So I'm going to do that 2 more times. And then what I have here is this really awesome nifty tool. It's going to mince the garlic for me so I don't have to sit here with the knife. But all you have to do is this. You're going to put your garlic in right here, and you can put like all 3 cloves in, all of them will fit. And what you're going to do is you're just going to come over here on top of the pot and you're just going to squeeze. And it's all going to come down right into the olive oil and smells amazing. I'm just going to wipe the bottom off. And look, because your pasta sauce, everything is going to end up just melting in your mouth. When you open up, you have this leftover skin from the garlic. Just throw that right on in, because like I said, it's just going to melt. It's going to make the sauce even better. And I don't know about you, but I love my garlic. So we have that in. Now I'm going to go add the onions and the parsley. Give that a stir. Really make sure that the olive oil coats it. And then you're just going to cook it for 2 or 3 minutes. You don't want it to burn, so I have my stove on medium-high heat. You just want to watch to make sure that you're not going to burn the garlic. You just really want the garlic to be cooked so that you can smell it, and then the onions should be a little yellow. Alright, so now that my onions, garlic, and parsley are ready, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a can of tomato puree. I like to use the Tuttoroso, and if you have it with the basil, that's always better because you want to make sure it has a lot of seasoning. So I'm going to put in my tomato puree. And now I have my crushed tomatoes, also Tuttoroso. I like to get the 35-ounce cans because I love to make a really big batch of the sauce so that I can use this in other recipes. And now I'm just stirring to make sure it incorporates with my onion mixture. Alright. Now that I have that all set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my cans and I'm going to fill a quarter of the can with distilled water. You don't want to use the water in your sink because a lot of the times it's minerally, and then your pasta sauce is going to get that flavor in it, and you really don't want that. So once you have that in, you're going to give it a little bit of a shake just so you could get on the side any extra tomato, and you're just going to put that right in there. Good. Here's the secret part. What you really want to do is, instead of doing the full can of water, what we're going to do now is we're going to do some wine. Adding wine to your pasta sauce is really what makes it have a lot of flavor. It gives it a full body taste. It makes it warm and delicious. Now, today I'm going to be using a merlot, but I usually love to use a Cabernet Sauvignon because it has that really dry, full flavor that helps to make all the other flavors in your sauce come out. So what you're going to do is you're going to put about a half a can of wine right on here. You're going to give that a mix. And you're going to pour that right in too. I'll tell you what, your whole house is going to smell delicious just from this pasta sauce. So when people come in, they're going to feel like they're in Italy. Now that we have that, what we're going to do is this. We're going to add some salt, pepper, and bay leaves, and you're going to throw it right in. And then, other than that, I have this mixture of Italian seasoning. I've got parsley, mixed Italian seasoning, oregano, and basil. So all of my proportions are on the bottom of the page, but what you really need to know is that oregano gives it a spicy flavor and basil gives it a sweet flavor. So you want to make sure that as you're adding those, that they really balance each other out. And parsley is really the heart of this recipe because parsley is really more of a neutral flavor compared to those other seasonings. So the parsley helps to make sure everything is mellowed and even. So I'm going to add that right on in, and I'm going to stir. Really want to mix it in, make sure that it gets evenly distributed. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the heat and put it on simmer, and it has to simmer for 3 hours. Now, it may seem like a long time, but the longer that you simmer it, the more time you give for the flavors to incorporate. So really giving yourself those full 3 hours is what makes this pasta sauce delicious. Now, I'm going to let it cook, and about every hour I'm going to come every half hour and just stir it, give it a good stir, make sure everything's okay. And then in an hour and a half, when it's halfway done, I'm going to give it a taste and see what spices I need to add. And I'm just going to let it simmer. So now that my pasta sauce is about halfway done and it's been cooking for an hour and a half, I'm going to give it a little bit of a taste. So first I'm just going to start by doing a little mix. And if you're making this for guests, you want to have a tasting spoon. I'm making this just for me and my husband, so I'm going to use the same darn spoon just to give it a quick taste. It drives him nuts, but shh, it's between me and you. Now I'm going to give it a taste. Oh, delicious. Now, at this point, if you feel like your pasta sauce needs something, if it needs a little bit of a sweet flavor, you can add some basil. If it needs more of a spice, you add oregano, and then salt and pepper, you add that to taste too. But right now, I'm really digging the taste of my sauce, so I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm just going to let it keep cooking, and then enjoy. And that's all for today from Bewitchin Kitchen. I hope your meal turns out magical. Please feel free to share my secret Italian sauce recipe and follow me on my channel for more delicious and magical recipes.